Hello everyone. So here we are with the fourth part of the online workshop on boosting self-confidence. This is the fourth part. In the first three parts we have already discussed why being self-confident is so important, why self-esteem is so important, why self-respect is so important, what good changes do these things bring to our life, how positive attitude towards ourselves makes others positive about us, and how we can go towards being more self-confident as a person. What are the milestones on the road to self-confidence? All these things we have been discussing till now in the first three parts of the workshop. Today we are going to discuss what actions should we take in order to become more self-confident, or in order to boost our self-confidence. So, what can be the actions that will lead us to the road of self-confidence, or that are important to boost our self-confidence? In fact, even if you're self-confident, that self-confidence can be boosted to a certain extent. The sky is not the limit. So in a positive way, when you're going along with it in a positive way, there is always a room for improvement. I'm not saying that you can become overconfident, because overconfident is not good. It's it holds a negative connotation. So when it becomes negative, it breeds negativity. We are talking about boosting our self-confidence to the extent that we don't become overconfident at the same time. To become self-confident, the first thing that we should do is think positively. Because positive thinking leaves a deep impact on our surroundings. First of all, on our aura, the aura of our personality, and on our attitude, and on the way people perceive our thoughts about ourselves, and then they react to them. This is something that we discussed in the last part of the workshop as well. And this is something that is very, very important, because if you have a positive attitude about yourself, if you have self-respect, if you have self-esteem, if you have self-confidence, then others will know that from your body language, from your expressions, from the way you deliver yourself, and they will be giving you respect accordingly. They will be judging you accordingly. So it's very important that you think positive about yourself. Self-confidence is the first requisite for great undertakings. Dr. Samuel Johnson said that. He was a famous English writer and a poet as well, a critic as well, a biographer, and he wrote this you need to be self-confident in order to undertake great things. This is very, very true, because if you're not confident enough, if you think that you are not capable enough, or you don't have the capacity to do certain things, how can you undertake them? So as we discussed in the first part of the workshop also, that in order to dream big, you should have self-confidence. And when you have the confidence to dream big, then you should have the confidence to execute those things as well, to put them into action as well, and to take that first step, to take that first plunge needs self-confidence. Because if you are not confident about yourself, about your plannings, about your thinking, about what you're doing, then you will not be able to execute them either. So self-confidence, positive thinking, they go hand in hand, and they also go hand in hand with killing negative thoughts and negative impressions on others about yourself, and negative attitude of other people towards you. So what do we need to do after, of course, being positive about ourselves? We need to do something else too. We need to act positively towards life as a whole. An example just came to my mind. There is a glass of water, and there is a glass which has half, say, water in it. There are two people, A and B. A will say this glass is half full, and B will say this glass is half empty. Now, these are minor statements. The level of the water remains the same in the glass. It does not change. It remains the same. But the two perspectives are totally different. The two ways of looking at the glass and the level of the water in the glass are totally different. The two perspectives are disseminating different forms of energy. A, who is saying the glass is half full of water, is disseminating positive energy. B, who says the glass is half empty, is disseminating negative energy. And when that message is decoded by the recipient, positive and negative energies respectively are also received by them. When you're saying something positive, it means you are putting your positive energy into action. When you say the glass is half full, you're disseminating, giving out positive energy, putting your positive energy into action, because the listener is going to feel positive at your statement. When you say the glass is half empty, you're disseminating negative energy. The decoder of your statement is going to feel negative, is going to feel down. So the depression that you feel, the discontentment that you have, will be translated in your words, in your perspectives to the other person. This is your perspective on life. This is the perspective of A and B on life, positive and negative, as we just discussed with a small example. You have to be positive about life, because if you are positive, you will disseminate positive energy. Your self-image will become positive, and you will be reflecting that self-image in your attitude, in your behavior, in the way you deal with others. And they will be reacting to that positive energy in a positive manner. If they find negative vibes coming from you, they will act negatively towards you. So, acting positive is very important. Now, Rosalind Smith Carter said, if you doubt you can accomplish something, then you can't accomplish it. You have to have confidence in your ability and then be tough enough to follow through. Very nice. And very important. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in your own abilities, how can you do something? If you doubt that you can accomplish something, you are never going to be able to accomplish it. You will not be able to, because you will have negative energies emanating from you. You will be working within those negative energies. There will be no positivity. And when there will be no positivity, you will not be able to do well. You will not be able to accomplish things. So, in order to accomplish something big, accomplish something good enough, you need to have self-confidence. And then you need to be strong enough to follow through and to accomplish what you wanted to. Because there are going to be hurdles, many hurdles on your way. There are going to be problems. You have to face them. You have to brave them out. And if you don't have self-confidence, you cannot do that. If you're not tough enough, you cannot do that. So you have to be self-confident and strong to be able to achieve things. The third thing, very important thing, is to set goals and to achieve them. We have been discussing that previously as well. In the last image also we discussed that. But then what is new here is that you should set goals that are achievable, not goals that are too high for you to achieve. Goals that are achievable for you yourself, you should set them that way. They should be practical enough, realistic enough. So when the goals that you set are realistic enough, you know that you can achieve them, you will be able to. But if you set your goals too high, they are not realistic, they are unrealistic. You will not be able to achieve them. And what will happen? You will get disillusioned, disappointed. And when you get disillusioned and disappointed, when you are unable to achieve your goals as you have planned for yourself, you lose your self-esteem, you lose your self-confidence. So you should first, you have to start somewhere. The first step has to be taken. So plan your goals in a way that are achievable, so that when you achieve that goal, you're able to plan further, then move further, a bit higher, so that you give yourself a good starting. And then when you follow through, what happens is you achieve one goal, you set another goal, you achieve that goal, you set another goal, you achieve that goal, and then you go on and on and on, and you keep on giving yourself a continuous dose of self-confidence and self-esteem and self-actualization. All these things are very important for your mental, psychological health. So they really help you feel happy and good and satisfied, and that you have achieved something, that you have accomplished something. They grow your confidence in your abilities, in your capabilities, in your confidence, and they make you a happier, livelier person as a whole. Zig Ziglar said, he was a psychologist, and he said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Oh, very nice, precise, crisp words by Zig Ziglar. You don't have to be very great to start with, because you have to start with basic things. Each one of us has to start somewhere. And when we start with basic things. We don't reach the top of the ladder in one stride. No. We have to go on upwards step by step. So you don't have to be great to start with, but you have to start to be great. To reach that top ladder, to reach that top strand, you have to be great. So you have to start. You don't have to be great, you have to start so that you reach that top strand. Self-confidence and not being overconfident, because when you're overconfident, you get disillusioned about things. There are chances that you will not be able to achieve the high goals, the bloated goals that you set for yourself, and then you will feel disillusioned. Then you will feel disappointed with yourself, and then you will lose your self-esteem and self-respect. So after discussing all these points for becoming self-confident, the actions that we need to take, how we need to act, and how we need to keep ourselves from becoming overconfident. We have an activity here. You can see in the picture there is a person who is full of confidence, and he's not only full of confidence, he's bloated because of confidence. And how is he bloated? An air pump is sending in air into him. And what will happen? Bang! He will blow up, or he will deflate. He's inflated right now, but he will deflate just as a balloon is first inflated and then it deflates. So overconfidence does that to you. The image tells it all, but then I should not be saying much, because I want each one of us to do something, and that's an activity. I want you to write 3 to 5 lines on the after effects of becoming overconfident, and that will brainstorm you about what we discussed today. That will be a brainstorming session for yourself after you have written down 4 to 5 lines on after effects of becoming overconfident. Read them and you will find that a brainstorming has been very useful for you and has given you some food for thought. So I would love it if you now take out your pens and pencils and sit down on your tables with papers and jot down a few words. Or if you are too technology savvy, you can do that on your mobile phones, you can do that on your iPads, on your laptops, whatever way suits you. Go about it and think what we have been discussing, and think why overconfidence can be harmful for us.